Before continuing further, make sure you know how to analyse proportionality relations, draw free body diagrams, and apply Newton's first law of motion. After grabbing a pair of bobsleds, they launch off the top of a hill, rocket down the straights, and lean far into the corners. As they approach the end of the track, they yank on the brakes and slow to a stop. Let's stop here to analyse the motion of Lotus and the bobsled. She slows down because of friction, which is a type of contact force that is parallel to the surface of a solid. We can also classify this as dynamic friction or kinetic friction. This occurs when two solids slide past each other and the force opposes the relative motion between the two surfaces. It's easy to believe that all objects want to return to their natural state of rest. Indeed, if the track is very long and flat, Lotus would eventually come to a complete stop without touching the brakes. However, this reasoning is false because it contradicts Newton's first law. The correct statement is that objects naturally want to maintain a constant velocity. On Earth, dynamic friction opposes motion. This creates a net external force, which disrupts the natural state of motion and makes an object slow down. To further emphasise this point, consider an object moving in space. There isn't anything to rub against, so there isn't any friction, and the net external force is zero. Consequently, the object moves at a constant velocity. Next, let's consider the equation for dynamic friction. Fd is the magnitude of the dynamic friction force in newtons. μd is the coefficient of dynamic friction, which is the number that is greater than or equal to 0. A small value means that the two surfaces are slippery, while a large value means they are grippy. Finally, N is the magnitude of the normal force in newtons. This equation shows that dynamic friction is proportional to the coefficient of dynamic friction and the magnitude of the normal force. Doubling either factor will double the amount of friction. Note that your formulae sheet might represent some or all of these terms using different symbols. Keep in mind that these forces point in different directions. The normal force is always outward, away from a solid surface, while friction is parallel to the surface and opposes motion. Furthermore, this equation only works when two solids slide past each other. It does not apply to other situations, for example, when a liquid slides past a solid, or when a round object rolls over a solid. Let's practice applying this knowledge to a sample question. Pause the video to read it by yourself. To begin, we copy all of the important information given in the question. Then, we write the equation for dynamic friction. Our task is to calculate the coefficient of dynamic friction, so we make it the subject of this equation. But there's a problem. We can't find the answer if we don't know the normal force. To address this issue, we need to draw a free body diagram. Lotus and the bobsled are pulled down by gravity, pushed up by a normal force, and pushed left by dynamic friction. We can find the weight force by multiplying the total mass and the acceleration due to gravity. Since Lotus is travelling along a horizontal track, she isn't moving up or down, and the vertical forces are balanced. Therefore, the normal force is 686 newtons up. By combining these parts, we find that the coefficient of dynamic friction is 0.43. This is a dimensionless number, so we don't need to write any units. As a side note, you don't need to memorize any coefficients of friction. You will be given these numbers in the question, or you can work them out based on information given in the question. Our next goal is to calculate the friction force when both Brooke and Lotus are on the bobsled. The total mass is 145 kilograms, so the total weight is 1,421 newtons down. Once again, they are moving horizontally, so the normal force balances the weight force. Motion occurs between the same two surfaces, the bobsled brakes and track, so we use the same coefficient of dynamic friction. Overall, the force has a magnitude of 611 newtons. By comparing these two calculations, we find that two riders have more weight, which corresponds to a larger normal force and a larger friction force.